Okay, so many of you ask me, how do you put your boards together? What is the trick? What is this contraption that you use? So I'm going to break it down for you. These are my lifesaver. I use these boards for everything. They're the backdrop to hold my jewelry during my Facebook Lives. They're my boards for going to a vendor event or a home party. They're fantastic. They're my way of creating my own little boutique in the middle of anything. My Facebook Live studio is actually my dining room, guys. So yes, I have a backdrop for being able to go live, but I don't bring that backdrop with me when I do vendor events. But what I do bring are these boards because they make a ton of difference. They're very easy to set up and easy to transport. And so for me, that's what it's about. Whenever I go set up places, it's just me. I don't have helpers. So I want to make sure I can do it myself and make sure that it's as simple as possible. So here is how I put my awesome garment racks to use. So that's what these are. This is what this contraption is here. It's called a garment rack. This is actually a double tier. It's from Walmart. Depending on where you live, costs anywhere from like $12 to $18. I have seen the price vary a little bit by location, but this is truly double layer, okay? It's a double rack, so 1 and 2. This can pop down for transport, or you can take it completely apart and put it all back together. My vehicle is wide enough and large enough that I can just slide this down to rest on top of this setting here, and it just goes in the back of my van. The same with my pegboards. These pegboards come from a home improvement store, all right? You can get them anywhere. I painted mine to be a very neutral color. They've been a few different colors in the past. I love the light gray because it really helps all the colors pop so much easier than some of the other things I've done. They've been black, they've been white, and this gray is by far my favorite. But anyway, when you go purchase pegboard at a home improvement store, they will actually cut it to the size that you want for free in the store. So if you have a smaller vehicle, you could still do the same setup with the double tiered garment rack. You could just take the rack apart and put it back together because there's no screws or nails or anything. It just pops in and out of itself. And you could have these boards cut smaller to be able to put them in your vehicle. I have a van, so I don't need to do that. I actually buy them this size and I don't have them even mess with them. I can just take them home and paint them up and I'm done. Now the beautiful part is how to put it together. So once you buy the double rack and you buy the pegboard, I use 2, okay? All you need at that point are shower curtain hooks. These are fantastic. You could also use Velcro strips. I have just found that for me, that is harder when you're by yourself. This was so much easier. I literally just lift it on and off. So nice. And then when I first joined Paparazzi, I had a different kind of peg hook. I had a simple traditional peg hook that I would put in and I would rubber band the back so that it had something to keep it from falling out, because it will fall out often without it. But I just found that over time I was spending a lot of time, unnecessary time, messing with those rubber bands and rearranging things. So eventually I invested in these locking J-hooks. Fantastic. And they're plastic, so they were actually lighter weight than the original hooks I was using. So it just continues to make this a really easy and transportable display, and I love it. All right, so a couple up close things. I want to show you what I mean by shower curtain hook and also what this this locking J hook really is about and why this is a really cool investment, and it's not expensive at all, so it's worth it. All right, so here we go. I have right here the shower curtain hook. Do you see this? Look at that, super simple. See what I mean by it just sits on top? So I just leave the back open, and that way I can just pick this guy up and I can carry off with my awesome board here. And I actually travel with all the jewelry on my board. No joke. It is not that heavy, especially if you have to cut it down for your car. It cuts the weight in half because you're only carrying a smaller board. And when I do take them off to transport, I literally just stack some foam or sheets between the layers and all the jewelry stays on and it all stays fine. Nothing breaks. It's awesome. All right, so the shower curtain ring that I attach to the top one here and then the one below, ta-da, super easy. And then let's talk about J-hooks. So like I said, I used to use some metal hooks. They were fantastic. They were a great size, but they fell out if the rubber band broke down or whatever. So eventually I said, this is for the birds, let's do something else. I was able to get these. They come in like 100 a pack. I get them off Amazon, and I think I've seen them as low as $10. So I usually, I don't know, probably spending anywhere between $10 and $15 for a pack of 100. So we're talking an incredibly inexpensive display here that works for everything. All right, so locking J-hook, this is what this means. This pops in like so, but you see the back here, how it pops up? This is why it doesn't fall out. And it's wide enough to not only be able to just have the one, but I can have multiples. Now I want to keep my board clean looking, so I try not to put too much clutter, especially if I'm doing a show and this is how my customers are shopping. But the beauty is, let's say you have something where you have lots of the same piece, like this guy right here. I have, what, 1, 2, 3, like I have 6 necklaces on this hook, and it's not too much weight and it's not overwhelming. So you are not losing any of your storage space by switching out to these. I love those hooks. Can't say enough good stuff about them. So this whole thing right here is such an inexpensive way to get your jewelry business up and going. It's so exciting because you can use this for everything. How fantastic does this look for a Facebook Live party? I mean, right here, my jewelry is accessible. It makes a nice clean backdrop. Everybody that pops in for the first time, even if I'm not showing a piece of jewelry, can tell that I'm doing something with jewelry, so they might want to stick around. And then the same setup I can pop in my car and go set up within minutes at a vendor event or a home party or even at the Mexican restaurant. So I hope that helped clarify how this is set up. So if you've been curious and you've been asking me, because a lot of you have, now you know how simple this really is. And truly, this setup is so, look, I'm in my dining room, guys. All right, all I have is a photo backdrop attached to some poles. So simple. But when I'm doing my live videos, all I see is this. And this doesn't look like I'm in my dining room. It looks like I'm in my paparazzi Facebook Live studio. And it keeps the chaos of what my household is down to a minimum so that my customers can really connect with me and my jewelry. So that's exciting. And then these guys are fantastic and they do double duty and they help me sell jewelry everywhere. So hopefully that helped. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.